listening to a studio taping of the overture to the Impresario, a one-act comic opera composed in 1786 by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. It is being played by the University of Michigan Opera Orchestra, conducted by Professor Teo Alcantara. On two previous programs dealing with operatic training, we presented a typical session in an opera workshop and then studio coaching with teachers and students working on operatic recitatives and arias. Today we conclude this sequence with an actual performance of Mozart's charming Impresario as an example of the type of operatic material suitable for college students. Professor Alcantara is joined in the production by Professor Eva Likova, prominent leading soprano, as stage director. Time limitations have made it necessary to cut some dialogue in order to preserve the musical portions. You will see, I think, that the Impresario is a good choice for young opera students. It is excellent music by one of the great composers. It is not overlong or exceptionally taxing. It is a genuine dramatic situation, representative of the demands of other, more formidable operas. It includes the dimension of dialogue delivery, and in total, it affords performance experience which benefits students in all future assignments. Surely you have heard many tales about opera singers, their temperaments, their egos, their sensitivity to praise and to slight, and the resultant spats and furies which attend some of their encounters. Well, the Impresario pokes a bit of fun at the self-adulation and self-promotion of the most notorious of all opera singers, the prima donna, or leading lady. In this case, there are two prima donnas, and they heat things up quite a bit for their mutual benefactor, aptly named Mr. Angel, for the beleaguered Impresario, curiously called Mr. Scruples, and for his assistant, Mr. Bluff. Madame Goldentrill, an aging, or shall we say mature star, and Miss Silverpeel, an ambitious younger one, vie for top billing in the Impresario's opera company. Their conflict of temperaments and wills drives Mr. Scruples finally to resign his post, seeking the bucolic quietude of life on the farm. His assistant receives the mantle of Impresario, only to relinquish it in turn to Mr. Angel, the financier, who foresees, probably fancifully, fortune and blissful success for the opera house. Now then, Mozart's The Impresario. We return to the conclusion of the overture.
Mr. Scruples, the contract naming you Impresario and general manager of the Quartz Theater.
I don't believe it. Anyway, it is too late. I have made up my mind to retire to the country and farm.
But I thought this would make you happy.
Happy? Finally, when my application has been accepted, my patience is at an end. I am sick and tired of all the intrigues and jealousies that plague an impresario. I repeat, I am becoming a farmer.
Don't I know how you feel? I, too, have frustrations. And if you would only let me sing a few chosen roles, I'd gladly shoulder all your burdens.
Dear Bluff, we've been all through this before. If I were to allow you to sing, the public would butcher me. And you too. God be praised, the coming season of classical drama requires no singers.
But the Ministry of Cultural Events has decreed that the season must be devoted to opera.
Opera, a ridiculous Italian disease that won't last.
How can you say such a thing?
Opera involves too much extravagant expense.
You only need to engage 3 kinds of singers: falling stars whose fees have shrunk with their ranges, beginners for whose obvious shortcomings you give an opportunity to sing for nothing, and the third, more blessed with worldly goods than talent or voice.
I suppose the third group pays me.
Naturally.
So actually, the singers will cost me nothing.
And I, of course, myself could best serve you on stage.
My poor Bluff. No, thank you. Besides, we have not even enough credit to print the tickets.
Oh, I forgot. Mr. Angel has been waiting to see you for the past half hour.
The stage-struck haunter of sopranos' dressing rooms, the rich banker, Mr. Angel. What does he want? Let him in, please.
Mr. Angel, please.
Thank you. Ah, my dear director, Salzburg is indeed fortunate in its choice of impresario. I rather envy you, you know.
But what can I do for you?
Well, you are probably aware of that for some time I've maintained a rather close relationship with Madame Goldentrill.
The Madame Goldentrill?
That's right.
Magnificent, superb. I remember her debut in Vienna 20 years ago. Is she retired?
Well, yes and no. Madame misses the fame, the excitement, the adoration. So she's now determined to give a series of farewell performances.
And she would like to sing for my company, I believe.
Well, it would be worth a great deal to me. Shall we say 10,000 crowns? As a matter of fact, Madame is waiting downstairs in her carriage right now. I'll go fetch her.
I am afraid...
But, Mr. Scruples, it's worth 10,000 crowns.
Are you insane? Never have I accepted money from a singer, except the regular percentages. My reputation, my principles, my ideals.
Naughty boy. Lets me wait. And we were always such good friends.
Forgive me, dear lady. You know business.
I came to sing for you. You will be amazed.
No need, please.
Nonsense. We are all highly professional.
May I have your autograph, madame?
Oh, of course. Just make yourselves comfortable. I insist I sing for you. Relentless
words fail me, madame.
Now, Mr. Scruples, you have heard what I can do. As my contribution to your success in Salzburg, I am willing to accept all the dramatic leads as prima donna assoluta at a mere pittance of 500 crowns per week.
500 crowns?
Please, but it's Mr. Angel's money.
But I wouldn't pay 500 even for the great castrato Farinelli.
My dear, why don't you go down and wait in the carriage, and I'll settle this business matter myself.
Very well, but don't let me wait again. Au revoir, monsieur.
Ah, my dear Scruples, you don't know what a difference this will make in my life.
And in mine.
I knew you would be helpful, but I have another matter, so to speak. A young protege, one who has not yet appeared on the stage. But then let me put it simply. Now that you have strengthened my position with Madame Goldentrill, you'd make me very happy to do likewise for Miss Silverpeel.
Why don't you have an opera house of your own?
Don't be silly.
Is she coming too?
Gentlemen, I'll be right back.
Our prospects look brighter every minute. An hour ago, we had no money. Now we have thousands to spend.
Sure, but let us see what the price is first.
Gentlemen, may I present Miss Silverpeel, and let me say her voice matches her form.
If I may say so, Mr. Angel does not exaggerate a bit.
Oh, what a refreshing modesty. Kindly sing for us. Impressed. Perhaps 250 crowns a week.
250 crowns a week? Why, I've never been so insulted in all my life. A scullery maid's wages.
Congratulations, Mr. Angel. Your kitchen must be sumptuous.
So, you'll provide the maid while I wait downstairs for that?
My dear.
Need I remind you that this chef has no technique, no experience?
My method's flexibility explains my versatility. A leading role requires some soul and a breath control. I had the very best instruction, believing not in voice production.
Although aroused to indignation, artist try for moderation. Please, and no discussions then. Like operations in efficient
I'll have you note the perfect diction with which my lips project each word. I have no fear of contradiction. To me is the worst I've ever heard.
Become yourself, ignore her coarseness. You're so susceptible to harshness. Youth lacks finesse, yet must be heard. pianissimo. When artists stoop to rude dissension, they harm the art they should protect.
I quite agree with your contention, but then still I feel your mind is one such a fool that she's great and not to
When artists stoop to rude dissension,
But granting your contention, justify
mention things they should know. I know the best intention
You may begin now.
and often have the worst effect. So artists shall know rude dissension. It harms the art they should protect, and should not be allowed to grow unchecked.
Grant your durability, you mean for reliability. You're out of fashion, like the passion. Within action, stay to cheer me. I would advise you not to cut the
Please,
cheese and
please, piano, pianissimo,
You've proven your futility. You've shown your inability.
Alando, Mancando, Diminuendo, decrescendo, pian piano, pianissimo, pianissimo, pianissimo. Well, Mr. Scruples, what do you say to my handling of that discussion?
Frankly, Mr. Angel, I paid very little attention. The truth is, the entire squabble filled me with an overwhelming nostalgia for my peaceful barnyard.
Did you see how I settled who was a prima donna of this company? Did you hear my staccato F? My high sustained E flat?
Flat, yes. High E? Never. I am the leading comedian of this company, and I am being paid no less than 750 crowns a week.
Well, I am the leading tragedian of this company, and I am being paid more than you, whoever you are. I am the Madame Goldentrail.
Never heard of her. Obviously before my time.
How dare you!
Ladies,
Listen. Why not agree to settle this argument on a business basis? Why not give both ladies 1,000 crowns a week, star billing, and agree to print their names in larger type than both those of the conductors and directors combined?
Larger than the conductors.
Larger than a director.
Well, Mr. Scruples, that settles it. Let's sign the contract.
But before we sign any contracts, I wish to make an announcement. I am doing what I have dreamed of doing for many years. I am resigning my position as impresario of this or any other company.
You're joking.
Not at all. I am retiring to my farm in the country, where I shall produce nothing but a series of tranquil pastorals. I hereby appoint my trusted colleague of many years, Mr. Bluff, as my successor.
I am deeply gratified for your confidence, Mr. Scruples. My first act as impresario will be to appoint myself leading buffo baritone for the coming season. My last act as impresario will be to appoint Mr. Angel, the next impresario, effective immediately.
Well, this certainly takes me by surprise, but I assume that once we get this company on a business basis, I should be able to handle it in my spare time.
I will consent to whatever roles you assign me.
And I will take whatever lesser roles my inexperience may dictate. With top salary and full billing, of course.
Of course.
I am perfectly willing to limit myself to 2 farewell performances this year. Naturally, at 1,000 crowns a week and star status for the whole season.
Truly inspiring. find some fresh new faces so the public's not depressed. We will cut the breathing spaces, real artists never rest. Now we're on a business basis, so my friends, may I suggest you take care to do your best.
Opera's not such an aberration. You just make sure your tones are round, and that like mine your methods sound. Love is the name, destined to fame, and great acclaim. My life will be one long ovation. You never see this bluff bluffing. That was a tea as I'm scarcely puffing. My notes look plain, though all too few to persons of good taste like you, that I'll teach them a thing or two.
But one knows that high ambition is an artist wherewith love, but conceit is an addition of defects and miscondition. It torments the very love, makes the greatest artist love. I bring a plan in every love, when the artist is a drum. All for one for all.
This program was recorded in the Ann Arbor television studios of the University of Michigan. This is University of Michigan Television.